We're going to call everything to order. Secretary McDaniel, would you dispense first roll call, please?
President Tillman.
Here.
Vice President Seeley.
Here.
Treasurer McLeod.
Here.
Parliamentarian Higgin.
Here.
Senator Mendez.
Here.
Senator Jawad.
Here.
Senator Dare.
Here.
Senator Hendricks.
Here.
Senator Collins. Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Williams.
Here.
Senator Perez.
Here.
Senator Duda.
Here.
Senator Williams.
Here.
Senator Freshour.
Here.
Senator Nagarajan.
Here.
Senator Mosley.
Here.
Senator Garrison.
Here.
Senator Tronson.
Here.
Senator Kaufman.
Here.
Senator Beathard. Senator John.
Here.
Senator Sweetland.
Here.
Senator Iniguez.
Here.
Yeah, close. Okay, good there. Senator Meek. Senator Robertson. Senator LaVenka or Levanta?
Yeah.
LaVenka. Okay. Senator Daniel. Senator Van Zook. Senator Dukes.
Here.
Senator Fruit. Senator Osteen.
Here.
Senator Jang.
Here.
Senator Mazzock.
Here.
Senator Cooper.
Here.
Senator Thomas. Senator Mosley. Just kidding. Senator Morrison.
Here.
Senator Cox.
Here.
Senator Beatty. Senator Gobble.
Here.
Senator Agudello.
Here.
Senator Adams.
Here.
Senator Strong. Senator Copeland.
Here.
And Senator Seeley.
Here.
Is there any discussion over last week's minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving last week's minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Is there anyone here for open forum? None. First on our list for speaker's podium is Chris Nefrady. So if you'll come up here and let us hear what you have to say.
I got a PowerPoint this time, so you guys aren't like watching.
Can we get the projectors on?
My name is Chris Nefrady, by the way. Been here a few times. And I'm just going to talk about a few things.
That's right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm in charge of the big event this year. It started out as Patriots Up. Oh, it's warming up. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's warming up. I'll just talk about it. So the big event started in Texas A&M. It's a day of service. You devote your whole time to service for half the day, and the second part of the day it is a rally. We did this last year. We called it Patriots Uplift. If any of you guys remember that. It started out with President Divya Srinivasan and Radha Nabar, who was the former treasurer. So, as I said before, it was Patriots Uplift, and that was our old logo. We can't use that again. Rest in peace, Swoop. So we changed it to a big event. That way it can just be encompassing of Texas A&M's whole idea, because everybody else in the schools, all the schools across Texas and wherever else they do big event, it's just a big event. And that's the quote we had on the shirt. And it was really cool. And with that, as I said again, this is the service part. Last year we went to East Texas Food Bank, Pat, Casa, Faulkner Park, and then we did an on-site service project in the UC. Here's some more pictures. It was really fun. We didn't have as much as we expected. We expected about 200, and there was a little bit of issue. We had to do it inside the UC last year. But we did have snow cones, and if you look really close, there's Josh Neves right there getting the snow cone. And we had free food for Ted Camel, and we had a band playing in the UC. It was great. We took over the whole UC. It was awesome. So now it's the big event. We're going to have it in August, or not August, April 21st. Check-in is 10 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. this time, so you're welcome. It's going to just be on-campus projects this time. Last year, we actually sent people out in the community. This year, since I'm like the only one in charge, and Chase is advising and pretty much said we should do it on campus, so Chase is right. And of course, your service hours you do there on campus, it'll be counted as your service hours, be good for your student orgs. And we'll have free food and giveaways, just like last year. And there'll be live music, which is always awesome. And the best thing about it, I know the band. They're really popular in my hometown of Longview. I grew up with them. I went to school with them. It's just 3 guys. And they do like early 2000 music. So like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, all that music. It's really cool. And they do their own music, so it's going to be really awesome. I don't think we're allowed to have the fire, though, so I don't think they're going to bring that, unfortunately. Go again. So if you guys would like to do it, I have the QR code, but I'm going to also mention a few more things. The service projects that we're going to do on campus is going to be an extension of Arbor Day. So all the trees that we planted, we'll be talking to Jerry Stuff about it, and we're probably going to do some stuff with the trees. There's going to be some stuff with the lakes. We're going to tend to the lakes. There's going to be some cleanups in the trails, and there's also the road. I think near Eagles Landing, we're going to have some cleanups over there. And it's always developing. We're always going to try to figure out some more things to do. We're trying to get a hold of some of the bio clubs, like IEEE. I think that's not bio. BOT.
Yeah.
BOT is, yeah. We're looking at for BOT and some other student orgs who are involved in biology to help us out. Chase reached out to them, and I haven't heard anything yet. So if you guys are in it, help me out, because I need your help. I'm also trying to get walkie-talkies, because I love walkie-talkies, and I really want to look official. But there's the QR code. It's going to be in an email again, so if you don't want to do it right now, it's fine. I think there's one more. But also, I came here because I'm going to need help next year. That's if Chase lets me do this again and he's not tired of me. I'm going to need some help next year. I listed out the 4 chairs. Like I said before, I'm the only one doing it right now as the director. I starred 2 of the chair positions because those are the only 2 that actually matter. When we did this last year, there was 6 of us plus Chase. And that was a lot, and in my opinion, we didn't get much done that I wanted it to be like, because I was program chair and it was useless. I got my stuff done in like the first 2 weeks just planning the event. And I put it out there just in case. But I think if I could get just 2 people to help me out next year, and that would be outreach, which is going out to the community and getting, businesses and other nonprofits to help us out. And then an operations chair, which would be the fundraising. Fundraising is really tough. The only way we're getting funds now is through departments, just like last year. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to stick around for a bit. And if you guys want to talk to me about that later, cool. That's the last slide. So is there any questions about the big event? Cool. So the second thing I'm going to talk about, I'm also in charge of the at-risk youth program on campus that we started with Chris Thompson. I don't know if you guys remember him coming out. Maybe it was out. Yeah, I talked about it. But it was also started, Josh helped out with the first one. And there's actually been 3. I was the only one that went to the second one with CARE. So this is with Salvation Army and CARE, which is a homeless shelter for kids. And I've been helping out. I'm in charge of actually getting the student leaders together and getting volunteers to help out these at-risk kids. So the next one is going to be end of this month, the 30th, which is a Friday. We'd really like some guys to show up. Last time we did it at the UC PZ. Preston was there. We did like Disney karaoke, except I was the only one that did it. And if you guys didn't know, Preston has an angelic voice. Barely hear it. It's good.
Very false.
All right. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, it'll count for your service hours. I'm looking for a good team of that too. Last time we had like 15, 16 people show up, and then just 22 kids, and they really enjoyed it. They actually stayed like an hour or so after they were supposed to leave, so they really enjoyed it. And it really impacts the kids' lives too, because they come back and they really want to come to school. They really want to do good, and just it's really good mentorship program. Any questions about that? Yes, yeah. So just for now, since there's only 2 months left, March 30th, and then April, the last Friday of April is the last 2 we're gonna do. And then we're gonna have some summer programs. So if you guys are sticking around in Tyler, that'd be really cool. Some ideas. We did the PZ takeover a couple times, and I don't think we're gonna do that. We might do it in March this month. And we're also thinking of doing some pool parties and like flag football or something like something. We'll think of something. That's why I need a team to help me out and figure out some ideas we could throw out to Chris Thompson. So figure that out. I need like a solid number. But I do have those 15 or so people that might or may not, but I'd really like some people to come out with me in the summertime to do this. So yeah.
Hey, Chris, if you'll send me like that QR code and the dates and stuff, I can put it on our Canvas page for everyone.
Oh yeah, perfect. For the big event.
Yeah, for the big event and the dates for your at-risk youth group.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, so
Appreciate
that they're there. And when I get those from Chris, I'll put them on Canvas for you guys
That'd be awesome.
so that you can access them anytime.
Sweet. Sounds good. Last one's kind of like I know Savannah mentioned something about
What?
starting a dog club.
I wasn't serious.
See,
It would be so fun.
as a student leader, I would fully endorse the idea of starting a puppy club and Patriot Pups, or actually, if you want to go the fraternity route, Alpha Kappa K9.
That's true.
Charge dues. And then we could have like dog posts with the doggy bags. Yeah, we can fund that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys.
And now we have Sarah Freshour representing NAMI.
Those pants are so cute. Just a choice, yeah.
Old Senators, you might remember a couple weeks ago, we talked about the suicide awareness walk and how SGA was going to be involved. New Senators, next Wednesday, the 28th, is the 3rd annual suicide awareness walk. I don't know if you guys have seen it in the past. It's right outside the UC patio, kind of like between the lakes, and there's like a trail you can actually walk, and there's speakers, there's tables set up with different resources and stuff like that. So this is just the 3rd annual one. So student government is sponsoring this as well too, and helped us with the t-shirts, and this is what it looks like. On the front, your logo, on the back, all 3 of the logos involved. So us, SGA, NAMI on Campus, which is my student org, which stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness, and then PsyChi, which is like a psychology honors organization. So like I said, student government is involved, and it's next Wednesday. So this is a mandatory event. I'm going to be passing around a sign-up sheet, and they're basically in 1-hour increments. There's a ton of us, so I'm not too worried about there not being somebody there. If you do plan, like if you can't make any of these 1-hour blocks, like all I ask is that everyone just do one 1-hour block. Submit a absence, thank you, an absence form like normal. The true walk is from 11 to 3, but we do need help setting up and potentially tearing down. So that's why there's times from 10 to 11 and 3 to 4. I'm going to pass it around. Multiple people can sign up in the same slot, so don't feel like please don't take up the whole box with your name. I know it is kind of small in general, but either way, pick a time, sign up. If you show up, like physically show up, you'll get a t-shirt. But if you come Tuesday night to here and you're like, hey, can I pick up my t-shirt now? The answer is no. I want you to show up Wednesday, be at the event, and then you can get your t-shirt. But just to go back, oh, it's gonna be really big, never mind. But again, that's what it looks like. It's like a royal blue. It's not as turquoisey as it kind of looks. But basically what's happening at the event, again, if you haven't gone in the past, is there's a path set up on campus, and you can like walk as an attender, like an attendee, that's the word. And just kind of like walk in solidarity, supporting those who have either lost someone to suicide, attempted, thought, But in general, it is just a day to also talk about any mental health issues. That's honestly what my organization focuses on. So there will be speakers. There's going to be tables, like SGA will have a table. So if you sign up, that's probably where you're going to be sitting at, just talking about SGA and handing out little like water bottles and snacks and stuff like that. That's really what we're going to be doing, unless you're signing up for cleanup or tear down. But the whole, throughout the walk, there will be tables set up with different organizations. And like I said, they'll be handing out stuff, but also using that time to advertise your own organization. So if you are in another organization and you want to have a table, just reach out to me. But the whole day is just promoting suicide awareness, but also incorporating the organizations that are involved. Sorry guys, trying to think of everything you specifically need to know. But just pick an hour time to sign up for and be there, and you'll get a t-shirt. And there's gonna be goodie bags for people who choose to like walk and participate, but that will potentially be open to us, you guys as well, if like after your hour you wanna go walk as well. But there will be yoga at 1.2 taught by an instructor here at the campus. But the whole day is just mental health awareness with emphasis on suicide awareness. Any questions?
What if we can't dedicate a whole hour? We split it between like a 30-minute chunk and 30-minute chunk.
Yeah, that sounds good. It seemed like to break it up into like 30-minute increments was going to seem really like overbearing and tedious to me. So I just put hour chunks. But like I said, the goal is, you know how we have the SGA table set up in different places and we've all signed up to sit at it for different things. That's basically what will happen. We'll have an SGA table. A couple people will be sitting there. And then if there are enough people there, then we can have you guys do something else. There really will be something for everyone to do. So you can either, while at the SGA table, promote student government because elections will be coming up. But you can also be handing out information that will be given to you from us, NAMI and Sci-Hi. Any other questions?
If just like a student wants to walk, do they have to pay or is it free?
No, yeah, it's free. Like you, honestly, since it's at such a like central part of campus, I remember the past 2 years I wasn't involved in like planning it. So I just was like, oh, the suicide walk, what's this? And I just walked up and they were like, okay, you just walk the trail. And that's really all you do. But this year we're hoping for it to be a little more interactive because of the tables with information, but also things like yoga and the goodie bags and stuff like that. But yeah, they just honestly, you just show up and walk. But there will be plenty of t-shirts for us, so you don't have to worry like just making it seem like I'm not gonna get a t-shirt. You're gonna get a t-shirt. There's plenty. But we just want you guys to be there and not only represent student government well, but represent honestly all these organizations well as a whole. Because this is, and the reason that like we got student government involved is that this is a really big event every year. And since we are a rather influential organization on campus, I think it sends a good message to be a part of something that needs to be discussed more, such as mental health awareness and suicide awareness. So, thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have appointments. So if you'll come up real quick, Patty. And if you'll just stand right here and kind of give like a general info.
Well, my name is Patty Pelligow. I'm just really nervous right now. I am a UT Tyler nursing student, and I am from the Long Beach campus. And I heard about this association through Abby at one of our conferences that we had for the nursing students, and she told me a little bit about it. And it just really seemed really interesting as students can be involved in something that will impact the people around us in our community, and just like being able to sit in a couple of meetings, and this is my first time meeting here, but just hearing, I mean, even what you spoke about and about being involved in people's lives and impacting those, I think that's just a really great thing and something that I'll be definitely interested in being a part of. We don't have a lot of organizations on our campus. We have the Student Nurses Association, which I'm a part of, and the NCF, but we're such a small campus. We have about 20 people in our class, and so it's really small, and so we don't have a lot of bridges, and so I think that being at the Long Beach campus and you guys allow me to be a part of this organization will help us have a bridge to the Long Beach campus, and so that we can be involved with you guys and through all of our campuses. Okay.
Any comments? Senator Robertson?
I don't know, but she seems really nice, and she sounds like she has a lot to offer, and she's willing to contribute, even though she's.
Secretary McDaniel?
So I met her at a Texas conference thing for one of our classes, and when someone told me that we needed someone for Long Beach campus, she was the first person I thought of because she's really, really outgoing. She seems really like dedicated kind of to her work, and I know that she's really involved within like our nursing school and stuff like that. And so I think that it's great that we have a distant campus person wanting to come and actually be present within our organization. So yeah.
Parliamentarian Hicken?
What's her last name?
It's like Peligale.
Patty.
Patty.
Okay, I'm gonna do a motion to approve Patty to the Long Beach campus senator.
Second.
All right, it's been a motion and seconded to approve Senator Patty Peligale to the Longview campus. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions?
I, insert your name,
I, Patty Peligale,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
I shall dutifully uphold and preserve
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the student body
of the student body
while ardently executing the office of
while ardently executing the office of UT Tyler Long Beach campus of the Student Government Association of the University of Texas at Tyler.
All right, now for officer reports. Was a decent, pretty good spring break. I did spend a little time doing SGA stuff over break. Went toward the rock gym that we had talked about previously, and other than that, kind of had some time to get just a break and refresh. I hope everybody had a good break. And Vice President Seeley?
It was a long break. Not long enough, but it felt like 100 years. I was in Florida with the tennis team, so I didn't really get a whole lot of SGA stuff done. But this week I'm really still working on the bike share initiative that we started back in the fall. Working closely with administration on that. It's not out of focus, and everyone that's working on that project still is dedicated to it, and the work and the time we spent on it was not wasted. I can't emphasize that enough, that when we do stuff here, just because it leaves our room and leaves our meeting and we've done all that we can do as students, it doesn't mean that it's over, that we're still working on it. And even if we haven't seen it happen yet, the work that y'all do and the things that we talk about and the resolutions we make in here, they're important, and administration takes them seriously. And that's why bringing new issues in here every week is so important. Because hopefully, you know, if administration does everything they're supposed to do, the things that we work on in here come to fruition and the students see the benefit from that. And I know that's not really, you know, reporting on what I've done this week, but I think it's important that it be said because it's something that I've been working on all year. And I know that y'all did a lot of work on it in the fall. And I'm proud to see this room really full this week. It's a great thing. And it's great to see everyone here. Have a good week, everyone.
Secretary McDaniel.
Well, I hope y'all had a good spring break. I'm just working on making sure the senators are all good and in canvas and such, as well as I'm going to start making documents to train the new secretary because I leave here in 45 days. So that's all I got.
Treasurer McLeod.
All right, hey y'all. So this week I've just been working on scheduling the SGA town halls that we plan to have in Palestine and Longview in April, and Parliamentarian Hicken and I will be going, and so we'll be giving y'all some more updates about that so y'all can spread the word and everything. That's all I've been doing so far.
Parliamentarian Hicken.
Hey y'all, so same kind of thing. I was also out of town for golf over spring break, so didn't do a whole lot of SGA stuff while I was there. But yesterday and today I was also working with Treasurer McLeod on getting those town halls scheduled and just kind of getting all that worked out. And then I have just some general announcements about elections, and then I'm gonna actually make a motion in my officer report, so we'll do things a little bit differently today. But so the applications for senator elections have been up on the website for a while now. If you plan on being an SGA next year, you do need to fill out an application, you do need to run, you do need to get reelected. So, so they are on the SGA website. You can find them on there. It's just like a Qualtrics thing, so you can just like do it online and it submits automatically to Josh. So the deadline for those applications is going to be April 2nd at 5 p.m. The reason for that is because the candidacy meetings are going to be April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So we'll put an announcement or something on Canvas so that you guys can remember. But just a general announcement. So my candidacy meetings are going to be April 3rd from noon to 3. Preston is going to have candidacy meetings April 4th from 1 to 2, and Savannah's going to have them April 5th from 11 to 1. Is it 11 to 1?
Yeah, we'll say 11 to 1. Go for it.
11 to noon, I think is
Whatever.
whichever.
I don't have class that
They're
day.
real short
It's cool.
meetings. For anybody who hasn't had a candidacy meeting, they're really short. You just go over the campaign rules, and then that's when you can officially start campaigning. So you have to have a candidacy meeting in order to campaign. You have to have submitted an application in order to have a candidacy meeting. So if you plan on running, the deadline for applications is actually 2 weeks from today, I believe. So, so just have that in mind. And then I'll go ahead and
I just want to throw out there that if you apply and run and you get elected, like at this point, don't worry about your schedule for next year and making meetings, because we get with the Senate over the summer and use like a survey to decide a time in which the most people who got elected are available for the meetings. So even if you don't know what your schedule is yet, you don't know if you can make meetings, go ahead and run, because we'll work with all of you as best we can. So don't let that deter you from running at this point.
Yeah, thanks. And then also just here in the coming weeks, I'm going to be working on the ballot and then getting the wording together and approved by Laura Jackson for the fee portion of the ballot. So then now I'm going to make a motion to close the meeting and suspend Robert's Rules of Order for 15 minutes.
Second. Been motioned and seconded to close the meeting and suspend Robert's Rules of Order for 15 minutes. Katie, you have to.
So basically all this means is closing the meeting just means that anybody who is not in SGA cannot be in the meeting for that time. And then suspending Robert's Rules of Order obviously just means that we won't have to, the parliamentary procedure will just be, we won't have to follow it for the next 15 minutes or so.
What's the reason?
We're actually going to do a little Robert's Rules of Order training for all the new senators.
Like a mini workshop. before we go into new business for the day.
Any other discussion? It's been motioned and seconded to close the meeting and suspend Robert's rules for the next 15 minutes. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Those of you who are not senators, would you please leave for the next 15 minutes?
We'll come get y'all.
We'll
We
come
won't
get you
get
when
started
we're finished.
without letting y'all know. Don't worry.
That's
like 6 or 7, and then they'll go over Robert's rules and the motion making process and all that. And we'll reconvene at 6 o'clock.
So that if lots of people have questions, there's more one-on-one time to get all the questions answered. Yeah, and we're gonna sprinkle everyone in. And
if y'all have any questions too, y'all can ask anybody on the executive board, but I probably know the best answer.
Yeah, Katie knows. You can run a group and maybe help out.
Okay.
I came straight from tennis. I changed clothes.
Next on the agenda is student voice reports, and we'll start with the College of Pharmacy.
All right, the College of Pharmacy, we recently had our ACPE, our Accreditation Council, visit. So that went off pretty well. It was brought to the college's attention that we need to focus in on more communication between 3 different classes, classes. And so we both the student council and class council find ways to boards and all sorts of other stuff. Their building is brand new. We have not ever I know the class. We'd like to do all that for us. So I can't choose to do good.
No, they only the television data was not up to date. In other words, all the pictures that they showed about the school, you have first year students' pictures in there. They're already free. Yeah, it's not up to date. Not up to date. The school is working on putting pictures for the current students, current parents. Not a whole lot.
The College of Engineering and Computer Science.
So I've been kind of talking to our students and asking if they need to learn. Both the computer science department and they have complaints about their computers. They wish, ironically, that they think they're slow. I'm not sure if that's a general plan, but he kind of talked about the engineering department. I kind of talked to my whole about initiatives that we were about, and I put around our lab. The students don't know that we actually do have a fire driver. But it's all
Thank you. Committee reports. We'll start with Student Line.
Back before break, we didn't meet, but we will meet this week, Thursday at 2 o'clock. On the committee, it's we'll be working on getting some stuff together for the last event of Patriot Days. Now that I've sort of gotten back with the people that are running Patriot Days and gotten more details that we didn't have before. That's it. Cool.
Communications.
So the communications we've been doing this day, and we made some posters, basically advertising or that we're going to put in town hall, and some of the posters trying to get students to have a desire to be involved in government association. Spend a kind of design.
Also, my committee will not be meeting next week. I know I already told y'all that.
SGAC?
We met on March 8th. Also, they're updating the guidelines.
Rules Committee?
So this week rules committee, we just training for senior senators that we did.
Student Affairs? At this point, is there any old business? New business, we do have an agenda item for a sector project. Been motioned and seconded to approve Senator Seeley's project. You have
Oh, okay.
All right. Hello, my name is Braylon Healy, and I'm a freshman senator this semester, but I will be taking over Abby's job next year as secretary. And this is my Green Initiative Senator project for water bottle filling stations. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen these. They're in a few of the buildings. There's a LK Easy H2O water bottle filling station. And they're like in the second and third floor of these. Those are probably, but they have a few cool features. Obviously, they fill up your water bottles and they show you how many plastic water bottles you've saved and kept out of landfills. Okay, so why did I choose this senator? Dr. Tiswell has made it very clear that there will not be a campus-wide recycling initiative, and so as SGA, we should take the opportunity to think as best as we can. And students will benefit from being able to refill their own water bottles, including the refillable cups that some students get with their meals. So obviously, we're already taking initiative with the reusable cups, but this is just an extra step. And the University Center, and I think there's one here too, or one in Scotland. They have them too. So those buildings purchase them and facilities install them. Also, facilities management, Jerry Stuff has said that he will install them if we purchase them, because it's just not in their budget. And they'll only put them into the buildings which are being renovated. So like the brand new schools, College of Business will have them, and then the old business building, when it's renovated, will also have them. But like, they're not renovating all the buildings, so we need to step it up. Oh, okay. So the ones that I would like to install are in the library, the second, third, and fourth floor. And that's a picture of the one in the UC. And then here's one of the places in the library where that's the second floor where they'll be installed. So why choose the library? Obviously, the library is a student central. I'm sure all of you use it. everyone goes, everyone needs to print things, everyone needs to find books, it's a great place to study. I mean, there's group study areas, private rooms, the pastoring, tutoring centers there. It's just a widely used building, and it's not going to be. This looks stupid, but so for cost, they're $1,000 per unit, about, and so I'm asking for $3,000 of the Senator project money, and then yeah. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can read it, but this is the cut sheet, everything. If you want to read it, I'll put it on Canvas, or Abby will put it on. But this is all the cool stuff that it does. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
The most important part is right here. The certifications and standards. Yeah. It has.
Yeah, so it's super green, super great for the environment, and I just think it's a great initiative for
ADA compliant.
Yeah, SGA to take, and we can put our sticker, like our logo on it, so that everyone sees us taking the green initiative. I think it's great. And of our Senator project money, we only have $4,000, but seeing as there's only 5 meetings left, 6 meetings, something around that, and there's been no other Senator projects, I think it's a reasonable asking. Okay, so obviously the university needs green initiatives and students need access to fill water bottles other than the UC and the Ratliff building. And so by SGA purchasing the filling stations for the library from the Senator project budget line, we will save plastic water bottles from going into landfills, and people will benefit from using. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Senator Johnson.
Is that $1,000 just for the unit and not for the installment?
Facilities will install it, so we don't have to pay for that. But yeah, it's just for the.
Vice President Siri.
That $1,000 also includes the plumbing costs associated with changing from the current faucets there to these newer faucets. Because the ones that are in there are rather old, and there is some plumbing and do that. But she was assured, and we were assured that the $1,000 includes those costs.
Just curious, why did you do that?
Because the UC and the Ratliff building has already used it, and obviously it works. I mean, the second floor of the UC is like at like 20,000 plus, and there's been no problems with it. And I mean, it's the university approved brand.
Very cool.
Are there any other models you can get that's cheaper? The one over at our building doesn't have the one fountain with it. It just has the wall and the filler, and that's it.
With the plumbing, you would have to completely remove and replumb, and so that I feel like it would be more expensive. But the unit may be cheaper, so that's a good point. Jerry Stubbs just said it would be easier for folks to do.
Senator Perez.
Well, by the way,
Facilities takes over once they're installed.
Well, once they're installed, it won't be on us, it'll be on facilities to change out the work. That should be in.
Any other comments? Parliamentarian Hicken.
I think it's a great idea. I hate to see the whole Senator project line going. So I definitely think that it's great that I think that it's sustainable and that we can walk around in the library or see our logo out there.
So I think it's a great idea, and I think that it's, especially, I like the point that you made about the recycling. You know, there's not a super expensive recycling program, and so green initiatives are always favorably.
Senator Williams.
So there's clarify that before granted.
At this time, we have announced Senator projects. No one's contacted me yet, at least a call. Any other questions? Senator Charles. Parliamentary technology.
So that would just go to parliamentary. I would feel like for this time to table it, you know, like motion to table it until you guys specify. But yeah, that would just be up to you guys whether or not you feel like you have an
Senator Dukes.
I think it's a great idea being a great lot. Water bottle, I'm part of the fountain right now. Just from that perspective, like every season has a library, like it benefits the whole life. I really like it.
Senator Armadillo. Motion.
we have point of order. We've already made the motion to approve it, so if there's no more discussion.
Any other discussion? Senator Williams.
I'm just concerned that
Do you want to specify?
Second. The motion and seconded to table for at least a week, or for a week. All those in favor of tabling the Senator project, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Any abstention? All right, that failed.
So we go back to
Discussion continues. Secretary McDaniel.
Oh, no.
Okay. Senator Osteen.
Well, just from like, not research, but like, I guess common sense, like everyone uses the library. This would be beneficial to, well, almost everyone. If you go to the school, you've probably been to the library. And if we wanted to, it's totally okay that we could do it on the second and third floor because those are the most popular.
Senator Johnson.
I'm not the age. Everyone fills up the farm.
There is in the gym.
By the racquetball. By the racquetball.
Yeah, by the racquetball in the restaurant.
No one knows what. No, like not everyone knows like exactly. Because like maybe it's just old, not maybe, but
That probably just needs to be marketed better, but there is an older model that's in the HBC right floor. Senator Mosley.
There is one on the first floor of the page. Right before you go in.
Any other discussion? Senator Miguel.
So it's going to be 3 of these inside the library. Would it be possible?
Yeah, I did suggest
And maybe cut down the price and
I did suggest. So I'm totally okay with that. And then amendment.
Senator Gobble.
If you were to table it, could it be
Vice President Sealy.
The facilities department, when we went to them, we had multiple options. Because I did work with Braille very closely on this because the vice president generally works with the senator projects. So if any of y'all have senator project ideas, I'm your man or woman. That came out wrong. Anyway, working with facilities, this is the model that they recommend, what's being used by the university. There are cheaper options that are not vendor approved by the university, and that process is very difficult for them. It takes a long time, and these are high quality, and they're used throughout the university. I think doing more research would be great, but we've already done that and worked with and once these are installed, facilities would be the one doing the upkeep, and so working with them and sort of meeting them in the middle with going with the not most expensive model, but not the cheapest one either, sort of makes everyone happy and makes them more willing to work with us, not only now, but in the future.
I'm going to point of information real quick here. Another thing that you would need to consider if you did table it, one of research prices, you would need to make sure that those cheaper models do have the certification, like ADA compliance. That's a have-to for public universities. So that's probably another thing that facilities is looking into. So like if we do table it, that would have to be in the research as well. Any other comments or questions? From Attorney Higgins.
Just like a general comment in regards to the question of doing 2 instead of 3. I think that because the motion was to approve the proposal, I think if we change the proposal, be fine. We wouldn't have to amend the motion. The motion just said to approve the proposal. You just need to change the proposal.
So if you just go back to that slide and take out the fourth floor.
It's up to the Senate.
Oh, I don't know.
Senator Perez. I think we're debating a lot on quantity, which is in the proposal right now. So I think that we set a decision on the amount of fountains that we're going to install, and then once that's edited in the proposal, we can print it out there. You don't have to motion, but edit on the. Do you have a suggestion?
I suggest. I say second. Work on second. Yeah, we work on second. So, what do you have as a third person?
Senator Adams.
I like the idea of but I understand that you can be someone else that's this project. But I also like this and if in the end no one else says it doesn't always so I do like it. But give us a chance but now we always
I think it's going to go right before the library, and I will walk down. I like to be honest. But see what that.
Vice President Sealy.
I think editing it to 2 is a great plan, especially if the 2 that are installed are on the 2nd and 3rd floor, because yeah, those are the most utilized by students. The librarians and the library workers go through every hour and tally the number of students in each floor, and bar none, those floors are the ones that are that have the most students on them every time a tally is taken. And that's where these machines will be most beneficial, not only to students, but for their overall purpose of being convenient and eco-friendly. and just like promoting a healthier lifestyle and healthier plan, like drinking more water and not going to the vending machine and purchasing a plastic water bottle that you're gonna throw away.
We've changed PowerPoint to say, or the proposal to say second and third floor of the library and 2,000 instead of 3,000.
Introduce.
By removing one, that's like $1,000. Yeah.
Because we're just paying for the unit and then facilities.
Fine or it doesn't matter like how much.
No, it's $1,000 cut.
Any other comments? Hearing no further comments, all those in favor of approving Senator Seeley's proposal with the condition of it having 2. Please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstention? All right, that passes.
Thank you.
Any other new business? There, I'll be there.
There's like a big problem. That starting, like, I don't even know the street name, but it's like pink, like softball field, like yeah, the west entrance. They get big.
Secretary McDaniel.
So, because for new business wise, can I maybe, what are you at Patriot Village? Oh, okay. What if I put him as student board reports next week? He can bring up the topic, go from there. Because it's more of like a.
Vice President.
Can we sort of talk about that after the meeting? 'Cause I think I know where you're talking about, and I think that's been brought up because if it's a city road, there's nothing we can do about it. So we'll have to see where the location is, and then maybe we can see if we can actually do something about it. Does that make sense?
That won't be disregarded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other new business?
I know what you're talking about. It's
All right. Josh has stepped out, so leave advisor comments at that. Any announcements?
Yeah, just before Sarah left, she announced on what about the walk. So you guys know what you signed up for. I'll get that from her, and then we'll get that on campus. Don't forget for that day. That is going to be next Wednesday. So just be there for that and be up with.
Any other announcements? Secretary McDaniel, would you dispense second roll call, please?
President Tillman.
Here.
Vice President Seeley.
Here.
Treasurer McLeod.
Here.
Parliamentarian Higgins.
Here.
Senator Mendez.
Here.
Senator Jawad.
Here.
Senator Dare. Here. Senator Hendricks. Here. Senator Collins. Senator Johnson. Here. Senator Williams.
Here.
Senator Perez.
Here.
Senator Duda.
Here.
Senator Williams. Senator Freshour. Senator Nagarajan.
Here.
Senator Mosley.
Here.
Senator Garrison.
Here.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Kaufman. Here. Senator Method. Senator John.
Here.
Senator Sweetland.
Here.
Senator Ninguez, I'll work on it. Senator Meek. Senator Robertson. Senator Levenka. Senator Daniel. Senator Van Duke. Senator Dukes.
Here.
Senator Farouk.
Here.
Senator Osteen. Senator Dang.
Here.
Senator Mazak. Senator Cooper.
Here.
Senator Thomas. Senator Morrison.
Here.
Senator Cox. Senator Beatty. Senator Gobble. You're good. Senator Aguilera.
Here.
Senator Adams.
Here.
Senator Strong. Senator Copeland.
Here.
And Senator Seeley. And Senator, I'm going to work on it too. Say it again. Peligal. I got that. Perfect.
Senator Daniel.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? All right, good to go.